get connected. Connected with Ruben. Conectado. Connected with Ruben. Yo, if you CONECTADO, you already know about the show, so let's go. It's your music and lifestyle, fashion profile, the entertainment source for everything you want to know about. North to the south, the east to the west side. Stay connected with Ruben Torres worldwide, so let's go. Across the globe, well respected, beasting on the industry. Connected.
Christian motorcycle gang. They call themselves the Set Free Soldiers. They're facing attempted murder charges.
As Jesus said, make yourself of no reputation. Well, that my reputation was shot a long time ago.
The fight was the reason they were able to come in and raid our homes. Still not knowing what it is. We all had $1 million bail.
But everybody's got something on it. That, you know, when the scripture says, for all those sin and fall short of God, that means all. We were attacked. I mean, you know, kids aren't going to let somebody beat their dad. It ain't going to happen, you know. My friends aren't going to let, you know, that happen. It just, that's what they do.
Beat people up for fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's their idea of fun. Mine, I'm a peacemaker. That's all I do. That's all I do. I bring gangs together, people together. And like I said, now I had an instant.
At 6 a.m., SWAT teams raided several houses in Orange and Riverside counties to arrest members of what's called a Christian motorcycle gang. They call themselves the Set Free Soldiers. They're facing attempted murder charges. Eyewitness News reporter Micah Ullman is live now in Anaheim with one of the neighborhoods where those bikers operated and were raided.
You know how it is. Same old thing, you know, where it's like, it's not, nobody wants that story. They want God and gangs, Christian biker gang, religious front, scandalous pastor and his, you know, Christian thug zombies beating heads. You know, Hell's Angels versus Heaven's Devils. I mean, they want the clash. They, you know what I mean? They love that stuff. You know, I mean, that's what sells papers.
Well, early today here at the intersection of Brookhurst and Broadway, it was chock full of SWAT officers, the sounds of helicopters and megaphones. One in a number of synchronized raids at 5 a.m.
They only need this much to get a raid going. And some judge who believes every cop, especially in Orange County.
Because at that time people they judged before, but this was heavy now. Now finally, Pastor Phil, yeah, even dear friends, you know, finally we found out who he really is, man. Gets in a fight with these Hell's Angels.
Now our kids have to go to school and hear your dads are gangsters. And our parents won't let us go over to their house.
Boom, something happened here, you know, and it was big. Because I never do anything that sneaky.
Hundreds of police officers and federal agents armed for a standoff.
County that were cops everywhere. They had every SWAT, 4 tanks.
Yeah, we never thought it was going to be the law enforcement we have to deal with. We thought some street stuff we'll have to deal with, but never like that. So we came out and saw this whole scene and just tanks and dots all over our bodies.
Roll in to serve search warrants in early morning raids from Anaheim to Costa Mesa to Rancho Santa Margarita on members of the Set Free Soldiers Christian Motorcycle Gang and the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club. On members of the Set Free Soldiers Christian Motorcycle Gang and the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club.
Sergeant calls me. He calls me and he's like, Matthew, he goes, wake up. Captain O'Malley, come out with your hands up. Let us all come out of the house, you know, one by one. Then they're like, are your kids coming out? Your wife and kids? I'm like, nah, why would they come out? There's no reason. Why would I tell them to come out? Then they call her name. Come outside. She had to walk out with their hands up, M16s on her, and all the kids following her. Put them in the same van as me. So I'm like this in the front seat, right? Handcuffed. Turn, and my wife comes and sits right here, and they're all in the back. Looking at them like it's gonna be okay, trying to, you know, keep my own composure. And my wife is just like, you know, kind of, you know, always tearing up, trying to be strong for the kids and what.
My kid, his kids too, have phobias for police officers. They call them the bad guys because they took their dad to wear handcuffs. They have my mom who's 50 years old, handcuffed. Like my son, he was, what, 1.5 at the time, and he watched me get handcuffed, taken away. My 5-year-old at the time got handcuffed, watched me get handcuffed. Their mom getting strip searched and stuff like that. My 1.5-year-old getting strip searched. So they watch all this stuff, so they looked at it as like, you know, the cops are the bad guys because they're coming to arrest us and give us a hard time when they watched us help people their whole lives. So they don't, you know, they got confused of like, why would they do this if you guys help people? You can't explain that to them, and the world ain't gonna explain that. That's what hurts the most, and you can't get that back. You know, no psychiatrist is going to take that out.
It's been our belief that these people are dangerous and had the potential for violence here, and that's why we took the precautions we did.
Among those under arrest, Pastor Phil Aguilar, the founder and director of Set Free Churches Worldwide, according to the Set Free Soldiers website.
I tell people, consider the source when you hear anything. Consider the source. Who'd you hear from? They don't even know me. It's all BS, and then the people that have said these things are sociologists, psychologists. I mean, these guys don't come out of their office, I don't know. They're playing with themselves, whatever it is, but these guys have the right people listen to them because they got some kind of degree on there, I don't care where I go, I mean, I don't care if they lock me up someplace. I start another God's gang, It doesn't matter if they put me in a nut ward. I have a nutty crew for Jesus,
We do work in a place an environment that, things get a little nutty sometimes. We live in a real world, get put in real situations. We choose to be in a group, a ministry, and a calling, and follow it that, deals with rascals, that's in certain environments, that goes to a place that all these other people would never go to. Whether they're scared or they just don't fit in or they wouldn't be accepted or be able to even cross that line. I think with a lot of Christians, they'd never be able to last in the world we go to. And that's okay. I mean, we got our things, we got yours. But when something happens, don't look at it like, what are they doing there? Or how could they defend each other?
Stemming from an afternoon brawl at Blackie's Bar in Newport Beach on July 27th, when investigators say 2 members of the Hells Angels were stabbed. One member of the Set Free Soldiers was hit with a pool ball. Investigators now believe the Christian motorcycle gang plotted the attack on Hells Angels.
That place is running with cops, tourists, people. It's like, not that we planned it all, but that wouldn't be the place if I did plan. I'll tell you that right now. It shows on the video, they threw the first punch. We were in there first, they came in after. Checking for blood, weapons, didn't find nothing, let us all go home. Everybody, after this big melee fight, people don't know that. A lot of people think we got busted right there, or that we got attacked right there or something. The cops all searched, like 13, 14 of us, let us all go home, rode our bikes, and then a week and a half later we got raided.
Investigators say a number of firearms were seized during the raids, arrests made without struggle.
It's crazy because the fight has nothing to do with it, but then that's the reason they were able to get the search warrant to come in and collect anything to them that looked good. I had 30 rounds, but no gun. A license for a gun, I'm allowed to. 7 or 8 of us or 9 that got locked up. No one knew nothing. We all go get interrogated separately. Yes, we all had $1 million bail. Hey, there's no bigger gang than the Boys in Blue. No, it's dangerous. What they can get away with.
This does appear that maybe this was some type of planned event, but again, we don't know what precipitated or led up to this event and what the motivation is behind it.
The cops said it, so it must be true. Like, no, this ain't the 50s no more. The cops ain't your best friend, and it's just they're of course like anyone else. Disneyland runs Anaheim, and we also feel we run Anaheim, but they got a little more money and in people's pockets, so when they want something done when it comes to Anaheim police, it was just one of those like vendettas, like you guys are pretty much bringing down our property value.
We've got 9 in custody right now, 6 members of the Set Free Soldiers, all on warrants, charging them with conspiracy to commit murder with $1 million bail. 3 Hells Angels in custody, one of them is for assault with a deadly weapon.
What flack did you guys catch from the Christian side of stuff?
They were probably the biggest haters.
This is what Christians do. Back them.
Yeah, the thing is, they don't want you to. They don't want
Christians
you to be
know how to back
associated
people
with.
better than
They
anybody.
mess their hustle up, because that's their hustle. And
They don't want to lose their one, giver. Be connected to a group like us who, has some history or, takes in convicts or drug dealers or rides Harleys, or they want it when it's an outreach. They want it when they need security. They want it when we're having, let's, hang with the gang member day. They love it during that. You know how it is. But then they didn't hear me, the next week they never heard of Set Free, or, oh, I never met those guys. We were just hanging with you last week and you wanted to take pictures with us like we're in Africa, or we're little black kids with flies on our nose. But now, when something's going down, like in the public, or there might be some backlash or whatever, you never heard of us, or you have, but, you start chiming in too. Oh, yeah, they look pretty shady or kind of scary. So to see all that and how the churches back away, or how the city backed away after we got all these awards, they don't like us no more, Then we get a new mayor in town, and he's not a fan of the way we look and who we reach out to. You know what I mean? Like, this is our attitude, and unfortunately it went that way. But a lot of Christians are just, they love people to fall, man. America does. I mean, the world, people feed off that. Unfortunately, that's just life. I like, you know what, this is us, this is what made us. You know, we are set free. It's more than just, you know, a tattoo or a cool name or something. I mean, this is part of us in the way we live and choose to this day, for me and him and other people, you know, close to us. So to carry on, we know the controversy comes with it.
And when I saw the newspaper reports and everything like that, what they did, and all the accusations they made, which, like I said, are done now, and I'm guilty of a misdemeanor of having one bullet. I mean, brother, you will see, you talk about injustice, but hey, you know what? I'm not pissed off.
At the end of the day, misdemeanor. After all that, they were just so caught up on there's got to be more to it. They ride their bikes fast on the street, but we got no tickets. They didn't find one drug. Nothing. No, well, I was even surprised because I know who we deal with, and I was like, wow, nothing. No baggies, no scales, no pipes,
No resin.
you know what I mean? Nothing.
When people say, you know, Lord save me from your followers, that's the truth. I mean, sometimes those are the people who can be the worst in your life, but we gotta, as believers, keep the mentality that it's not about them, it's not about secular, it's about saving souls and going to heaven, you know what I mean?